Hey, you listen to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0. As always, I'm Grady, and live on Skype we've got Josh.
Yo!
We've got a very, very, very busy show this week. So much so that we can't really talk much about NXT, the takeover event that just happened. But we can mention that all of the champions retained their titles, and according to the internet, Andrade versus Gargano was one of the best matches the world has ever seen. But that's pretty much all that NXT can get in, because there's so much that happened at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view and to lead up to the next two, so we're just going to roll straight through the pre-show as well. The Cruiserweights had a six-man tag match, which you predicted would happen. The three masked men versus the three unmasked men.
Yeah, it's a shame that they didn't really get their due because of Enzo.
Yeah, the Cruiserweights got shafted, but they got a general manager over on 205 Live. They got Rockstar Spud, now known as Drake something or other.
Drake Maverick.
There we go. And they're going to have a tournament to figure out who's got the title, involving some of the UK guys in as well, and a couple of the NXT guys. So we'll see how that rolls out for the Cruiserweights in the future.
Yeah, the finals will be at WrestleMania.
On the pre-show.
Probably.
The Revival defeated Gallows and Anderson. Does it make up for the burial from DX?
Eh.
We're part of the way there, though, right? Part of the way.
Yeah, I mean, Heath Slater got absolutely buried on Raw 25, and he came out okay.
Gotta love Heath. And Bobby Roode, he put his US title up in an open challenge, and it was accepted by Mojo Rawley.
It was a good match.
It was a SmackDown match, though, to me. But that's because, it seems like the whole pre-show was put together at the last minute. Who do we got left? Let's shove them in. But we got what we got on the pre-show. It was weird that they cancelled the US title tournament finals being on the pre-show, or on Rumble, and then ended up putting a US title match on anyway. I'm just going to assume that a whole lot of plans switched and changed. Then on the main card, AJ Styles defending his WWE Championship against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a handicap match. No co-champs.
No, kind of expected. But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn definitely had a gripe, and so this match did not end without controversy.
Yeah.
I kind of expect some sort of rematch at the next pay-per-view. I kind of expect a triple threat match, to be honest.
Yeah, we have to see how the next few weeks play out, because obviously the Royal Rumble winner happened, we'll get to that, but at Fastlane, it looks to be, at least at the moment, AJ Styles defending his championship against the winner of Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, which could still go some dodgy finish. We don't quite know what's going to happen with the two of them, but we'll find out next week.
Yeah, if I'm them, I would pin each other. just to game the system.
Then you get a triple threat, right? Or are you both losers and nobody goes? That's the question, right? Are you both losers or are you both winners? Someone who's definitely a winner, the Usos. They won twice without losing against Gable and Benjamin.
I literally brought up that there had been a clean sweep, like not 5 minutes before it happened. In a 2 out of 3 falls match back in 2011 between Cesaro and Sheamus, I think it was.
It feels like a while ago before, like at least in my memory.
Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler. And Ziggler won the match 2-0.
It doesn't happen often.
And then literally it happened again. Because the one I always remember is one involving Triple H.
Okay.
It was like a 3 stages of hell match, but they only made it to 2 stages.
Love it. Yeah, we'll see what the Usos are going to do with the titles going forward. I thought this was the time. I thought we were finally going to get Gable and Benjamin. But now I don't quite know. Especially with Rusev over on SmackDown the next week, or next couple days afterwards, winning the #1 contendership to the United States Championship. That sort of pulls Rusev Day out of the tag team title picture.
Kind of does. We'll have to see. One thing that I think is very important to note, the advertisements for the contest that they've been doing for the Universal trip,
Mm-hmm.
Studios. They've edited out Jey Uso.
Okay.
And now it's just to win a trip with Jimmy and Naomi.
Okay.
So I don't expect them to hold the titles for much longer.
No.
And I expect some sort of injury angle to occur that will explain why Jimmy Uso is going to be gone for a while.
Mm-hmm. I thought this would be that perfect opportunity, but I guess we're going to wait. I wonder if injury is the way they want to go, if they are going to drop the titles to the Bludgeon Brothers.
It certainly is possible, because they did do something on SmackDown with them. So I suppose it is possible.
It'd be super easy to just, take one of those sledgehammers to the leg or something. And he's out. We'll skip over the Rumbles. We'll talk about the Rumbles after the song, just because we got so much to get through. Cesaro and Sheamus, now the Raw Tag Team Champions again, after defeating Seth Rollins and a sadly injured Jason Jordan.
Alright. Can that please be the last time that the Bar faces Seth Rollins?
Nah, Seth Rollins gets a new tag team partner and we go again.
It's time for something new. Anything new!
Yeah, I definitely, we agreed with that going into it, right? We were like, this better be the last clash.
Yeah.
But with the title change, I don't quite know.
Let it be like the Usos and the New Day, where when the Usos won the titles in the Hell in a Cell match, that was it. They didn't get the New Day didn't get their rematch. They didn't ask for a rematch or anything.
Yeah.
So let's let that happen. Let's let Seth just go off on his own, do something different for a little while, and let the Bar go face somebody else. But you know something? I think we need new blood in the tag team division.
Yeah.
We either need to form a tag team out of Woken, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt, or we need to bring up the Authors of Pain. We need some new blood in that division.
There definitely needs to be a change. It seemed as though Rollins and Jordan were going to be that put-together team that were going to go on for a little while, but with Jordan getting injured. By the way, I thought the way he worked this match was hilarious. The little ding on the head and then tagging himself in and going, no, I'm still a little woozy, and tagging himself back out. It was great to work around his injury. But I'm going to assume that means this team is now, as a team, riding off into the sunset until Jordan's good to come back, and it'll probably be a 1v1 feud at that point more than a reformation of some tag team. The last championship match, triple threat match for the WWE Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar retaining as expected up against Kane and Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman is reaching that territory where he doesn't really need a title anymore. He's reaching Ted DiBiase levels and Rowdy Piper levels, where he's just so over that you're fine if he doesn't win the championship because he's still a massive draw.
Yeah, people are gonna love him either way, and people love him for his size and his antics. But did you watch the mixed match challenge this week?
No, I haven't. But I heard that there was quite an interesting promo after the match.
Yeah, before the match they wore each other's shirts. Strowman was able to get one arm in. Then they did the match. It ended with an amazing Twisted Bliss off the top of Strowman's shoulders. And then a weird promo that sort of raised some weird sexual tension between the two. I don't know. Some people have said that they'd love it if it turned out Alexa Bliss is the only thing that can calm down Braun Strowman. And Kurt Angle needs to go get Alexa Bliss on his side to help stop Braun Strowman from destroying things.
Like the Raw announce set?
Braun Strowman goes from murdering people on Monday to bloody hugging Alexa Bliss on Wednesday. Okay? He's got something wrong with him there. He's a cold-blooded murderer.
Yeah, and Kane's disappeared. We don't know where he is.
Yep.
He was on his way to the hospital and then suddenly disappeared.
Just poof. Well, we're going to go into our entrance theme early, so we have plenty of time to talk about both Rumbles and everything that happened. And our entrance theme this week is Shinsuke Nakamura's theme, for reasons I'm sure we'll explain in about 2 minutes. Roundup 300.0, Grady and Josh rolling into the Rumble matches. Which one do you want to talk about first, Josh? Men's or women's?
Let's go with the women's. I want to save the rest for last.
There we go. So women's, it went for 58 minutes and 57 seconds. Before we get into it, a lot of people decided to roll under the bottom rope.
Just to prove they wouldn't be eliminated.
It did feel at times it was very hard to keep track of who was still in the match based on the amount of people outside of the ring. But other than that, I really had no gripes with the match as a whole.
Yeah, the match was really good. We got to see several surprises. I didn't expect to see Molly Holly. That was one thing I didn't expect.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it, but I didn't expect it.
Well, we'll go down the list, right? So, Lita, the first one out, number 5. Expected, right?
Yeah, especially when she didn't show up on Raw 25.
It was a little bit of a giveaway that there was obviously some people they kept off of Raw 25, including a couple more people we'll talk about later, that will appear here. And Lita was one of those. It was weird to have Trish and not Lita. But yeah, we got Lita. Number 6 out, NXT, Kairi Sane. Would have liked to see a little more out of her, but
she got to hit that big, massive elbow of hers, though. So she got her moment.
Elbow always gets a pop. Then from Raw 25, we got Tori Wilson and Kelly. No big surprises, right? We saw them on Raw 25. We would have expected them to show up. And then, as you said, we got Molly Holly popping in. I
popped when she hit the Molly around or go around.
I would have liked to see a Mighty Molly Hurricane Helms reformation. I don't know if there was any photos from backstage, but it's one of the people definitely that was a great surprise, and it's almost sad that Raw 25 was the week before, because everybody who showed up as a surprise in this Rumble deserved to be on Raw 25. Like Vicky Guerrero at number 16.
Yeah. I think after she came out, I'm like, oh, that's why she wasn't on Raw.
She deserved to be on Raw, especially when they did the whole general managers segment. Even if she, I believe at the moment, at 57 seconds, is going to hold the record for shortest time in a Royal Rumble for the woman.
Yeah, it was the shortest.
So, she got her moment, though. She got in, she did her screaming bit, and then she got biffed out by like 6 people. Then we got Jacqueline from the Hall of Fame.
That was nice to see her.
And Ember Moon, also from NXT.
That one was surprising to me because I thought they did like some sort of injury angle with...
They did.
with Ember the night before after her match. So wasn't expecting that.
I like... Someone did a full write-up and just like multiple pages of stuff about Ember Moon and her character arc at this point. And I quite like the fact that they'll never acknowledge it, right? It's all coincidental, but the fact that Ember couldn't beat Asuka and then finally got the title because Asuka vacated it, and then Asuka was there to put the title around her waist. Ember Moon comes up in the Royal Rumble to try and make a name for herself. Asuka eliminates her.
Asuka's a thorn in her side.
They've got that down pat if they ever want to go that way. It'd be amazing to see. But again, I don't expect them to remember that by the time Ember Moon makes her full main roster debut. Beth Phoenix from the Hall of Fame.
We got an amazing moment with her and Nia.
I think Nia took the big show role very much so.
She definitely did the big massive. Everybody's piled up on me. I'm throwing everybody off.
Yeah.
Spot.
I'm always fine with Beth. There's a couple of people here who were in this Rumble that you were like, yeah, you could probably come back and keep working if you really wanted to, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't expect anything too major to come out of it. We got both of the Bella twins, 27 and 28.
Yeah, it was nice to see them. A lot of people weren't happy to see them, but I was.
Nikki almost winning it all. And I wouldn't have been surprised if they'd done it that way.
No, and I wouldn't have had a problem with it. Although, I'm more happy with who won, but I wouldn't have had a problem with Nikki winning.
Yeah, fair enough. And then entrant number 30, to no one's surprise, was Trish Stratus.
Yeah, a lot of people was like, she should have come in earlier so they could have had a moment with Lita and Trish,
But that's not
or
the point.
Trish or Lita last longer.
Their leader lasted longer than Trish. Barely, though. But yeah, it was to no one's huge surprise.
But I have to really feel bad for Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
To get hurt during the practice for the match.
Yeah, it's rough. Because I didn't hear anything about it, and I was just like, where is she? Why isn't she here? And then, next thing you know, it comes out that she's been injured in the practice, and everybody's all screwed up, and I want to know who replaced her last minute.
Probably Ember Moon.
But yeah, it's rough. Especially now that they're going to have the first ever women's elimination chamber match at the pay-per-view as well. Another first that she probably won't be able to participate in.
Yeah, I mean, she's been there for 10 years.
Mm.
She deserved the moment just as much as any of the other women deserve that moment.
The one legend I waited to talk about, Michelle McCall, 5 eliminations, most in the Rumble.
Yeah, she went all taker on them.
I wonder where she got it from, huh? Eventually eliminating Sonya Deville, Molly Holly, Liv Morgan, Lana, and helping to eliminate Vicky Guerrero. Will she stick around?
Probably not.
Damn it.
But she definitely looked good. And she was strong. So that if she wants to come back, she's more than welcome to. But I think she's got a business on the side that she probably will not.
The one thing I was disappointed with is that we didn't get Layla to have a reunion here. But Michelle McCall did perfectly fine on her own, setting records.
Yeah.
Then the eventual winner, obviously, Asuka.
Yep. Asuka, when the person who showed up at the end after the match was not in the match, that's when you're like, well, Asuka's winning.
Yep. Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
It was either Asuka or Ronda Rousey were the two picks of who could win, and with like a 2% chance of Nia Jax. But yeah, Ronda obviously comes out. We got to talk about it as much as we're running out of time, right? Big thing.
Yeah, she comes out and points at the WrestleMania sign.
And then disappears into oblivion.
Well, honestly, I'm better with this. She did sign a full-time contract, so she won't be like Brock.
Yeah.
But she needs to be used sparingly up until WrestleMania, when she has her first match. That will make her first match seem more special than if you see her every single week, but she isn't wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see why people would complain. She signed for why was she on Raw SmackDown? You've got to let it build. You've got to let them do their thing.
Nah, we never let people do their thing. And the Iron Woman of the match was Sasha Banks, lasting 55 minutes, pretty much double the next person below her.
Yeah, but how much of that? But I heard like she spent like 40% of it outside the ring or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of figured when she came out really early, I'm like, well, she's probably going to be the Iron Woman.
Yep.
I honestly had picked Becky Lynch to be the Iron Woman, which could have been because she was number 1. But
second longest, half an hour.
Yeah. So it definitely could have occurred. But yeah, once you knew that they were coming out early, they were probably going to be one of the ones that were going to last really, really long time.
Yeah. Well, we got to roll into this men's woman Royal Rumble, or we're going to be completely out of time here. Rusev, Finn Balor, number 1, number 2. Finn ending up in the match for 57 minutes and 38 seconds.
Yeah, when he came out as number 2, I'm like, there's your Iron Man.
Sorted, done, put it in the books.
Yep. Finn had a great showing. I still think there's something bigger in plans for him. It's just not in the immediate future.
Yeah.
But there's definitely something there. He now has the ammunition for a heel turn if he wants it.
True.
But yeah, it was a great showing for him. Rusev had a great showing.
Yeah.
And by the way, we've gone from having Rusev get chanted at and we want Lana to Lana being chanted at Rusev Day.
Yep.
That's how topsy-turvy things have gotten for Rusev.
It's crazy. Then we got Baron Corbin. He had a pretty good showing. But
yeah, he went ballistic after he got eliminated. Wiped everybody out outside the ring. Then we got an impromptu Alliance concert.
Who went
and then we got and then we got a running gag involving Heath Slater getting taken out before he could even make it to the ring.
Love it. Best part of the match. Heath ended up lasting 33 seconds once he made it.
Yeah, once he got in the ring. But he got a reward for crawling to the ring.
Yeah.
He got to eliminate Sheamus in 2 seconds.
Well, I think officially on the record book it is 20, but Heath loves to say it's 2. But yeah, he had a real good. It was like the best part of the Rumble, him being beaten down and beaten down and beaten down and beaten down, and then he gets to go in the ring and have a payoff as well.
You're like, oh, he's going to be hurt. I thought, oh, he just got axled. No, that was Ty Dillinger, number 10.
Ty Dillinger got beaten.
Although unlike Axel, his spot actually got used.
Yeah. So I can just beat up anybody and walk in their spot is what I'm learning here.
Yeah, apparently so.
It would make much more sense if we still did the draw, right? And you beat them up and stole their ping pong ball with the number on it. That would make sense to me. We got the New Day. Kofi Kingston got his spot. He stood on some pancakes and then did a huge leapfrog in.
Yep. And Naomi modified 2 of his spots into 1 in the women's Rumble with the pogo stick and the handwalk.
Yeah. You could tell that it was always going to be Naomi. I'm pretty sure we said that going into it. It was always going to be Naomi that did that sort of spot.
Yeah.
Trying to skip down here to surprises. We got the Hurricane. Lasted a whole 45 seconds.
I cracked up trying to see him trying to chokeslam John Cena was hilarious.
Yeah. I can cross my fingers here that he sticks around in the 205 division at least for this tournament. Like, we've got spots in this tournament. I don't know if all of the matches are announced. But we've got room.
From what I understand, he's actually like running his own promotion right now.
Okay.
With Vince Russo. So it might be highly unlikely.
Yeah. Then we got Adam Cole from NXT as well as Andrade Cien Almas. I accidentally skipped over him there.
Yeah, he had one hell of a weekend.
Yeah, Cien defended his title and then went for 30 minutes.
Yeah, he had one heck of a showing. Yeah. In the Rumble, so as well, so that's good for him. That's really good for him. A lot of people were saying this is the quietest I've ever heard a match involving Andreas.
Well,
because his manager wasn't at ringside, screaming. But yeah, he had a good showing. So his stock's definitely got to be on the rise.
We'll talk about 29 and 30 just now. Super surprise entrance, Goldust and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. I loved Goldust. I love Goldie. I would love to see him just win the IC title just one last time.
One more time.
Yeah, just one last time.
One more time.
But it's probably not going to happen. And I didn't care about number 30.
No, nobody cares about number 30. But some number that everybody cares about, number 27. That was.
I don't even remember who that was.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Oh yes. It was nice to see Rey. It really was.
He'd better stick around.
I think he wants to work a lighter schedule, and WWE wants him at a full-time schedule. So there's kind of a hang-up
on that.
They both want to work together, just the amount of usage, I think, is the issue.
WWE, you either get some Rey or you get no Rey. Okay, take the some Rey. Rey was awesome.
Yeah,
in
you
this
could just be
Rumble.
glad that he's even willing to work with you after you basically held him out of with his contract for a year after it was done. Extended it for a year after it was already over.
Yeah, please just take him, run with him. He's what you need at the moment. Go, grab him. Don't let him get away. But obviously, the eventual winner, taking out. I want to double check my facts here. Taking out John Cena and Roman Reigns to do it, Shinsuke Nakamura.
And I just took a bow.
It's not like you'd been predicting that for months.
Yeah, since October, before even AJ Styles won the championship. I said the WrestleMania main event will involve, as far as the Rumble match goes, will be AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. AJ Styles will win the championship and Nakamura will win the Rumble. But nobody wanted to listen to me. Everybody was convinced Roman would win the match because that's what Vince would want.
Yeah.
So much so, I even put up a bet that if I had if Roman had won the match, I was going to have to buy a Bullet Club shirt and wear it and take a picture in it. Yeah. In exchange, that the fan that I bet that against now cannot, for the entire month of February, pretty much, cannot complain about WWE or its fans. So I won out big time on that.
Yep. I'm sure he'll stick to it. But yeah, that's the Rumble. We got Shinsuke Nakamura and Asuka winning with a Ronda Rousey debut. We're starting to set up our big-in matches for WrestleMania. We'll see how it goes, but we have run out of time, so it's been great talking to you.
Baby!
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/WrestlingRadio, Twitter page, twitter.com/WrestlingRadio, and we will see you next week.